Hey everyone, and welcome back to Retro Legends. Today, we're diving into one of the most underrated but fascinating video game consoles ever, the PC Engine. Released in 1987 in Japan, it was NEC and Hudson Soft's answer to the reign of Nintendo and Sega. It's still remembered today for its power, innovative design, and an amazing game library. But how much do you know about it? Here are 10 things you probably didn't know about the PC Engine. Let's go. The PC Engine was the smallest home console of its time. It was so compact that it could fit in the palm of your hand. It was only about 6 inches wide, making it look almost like a toy. But don't let its size fool you. Inside, it had a surprisingly powerful heart. Officially labeled as an 8-bit console, it actually had a hybrid architecture. It used an 8-bit HUC 6280 CPU, but it also had a powerful 16-bit graphics processor. This allowed it to display up to 482 colors on the screen at the same time, chosen from a palette of 512 colors. It could also create a wide range of graphical effects that were very advanced for its time. This allowed it to display large, well-animated characters and backgrounds that moved very smoothly. These features made it look visually closer to the Sega Genesis than the Nintendo NES. The result was amazing graphics for 1987. It could create arcade-perfect experiences that impressed even the most demanding players of the time. It was a true marvel of miniaturization, as compact as it was ambitious. When the console debuted in the United States in 1989, NEC America decided to rename it TurboGrafx 16. This name was carefully chosen to suggest it was more powerful than its 8-bit competitors like the NES, and to position it strategically against the new Sega Genesis, Mega Drive. The name 16 implied it was a full-fledged 16-bit console, but in reality, the heart of the machine remained unchanged, an 8-bit CPU supported by a 16-bit graphics processor, just like the Japanese version. What did change, however, was the look. The compact and minimalist body of the PC Engine was replaced with a bulkier square design that looked high-tech, designed to appeal to American tastes. However, despite good intentions, the TurboGrafx 16 failed to make a big impact. The marketing was weak, all over the place, and not memorable. It failed to explain to consumers what made the console truly special compared to the NES and Genesis. To make matters worse, there was a lack of strong launch games and efficient distribution, as well as the absence of a charismatic mascot to represent the brand. All of this was happening in a market dominated by the war between Nintendo and Sega. So, despite its technical qualities and some excellent games, the TurboGrafx 16 never really won the hearts of the American public, remaining more of a niche curiosity than a true contender. The PC Engine was a real pioneer, even in how it delivered games. Instead of using the typical game cartridges, it used HuCards. This was a really innovative way to store games back then. These were thin, plastic cards, just a bit bigger than a credit card, but they could still hold high-quality games. This format not only helped keep the console small and light, which fit its minimalist look, but it also had some practical advantages. Media, person inserting HuCard into PC Engine HuCard stack. HuCards were cheaper to make than traditional cartridges. They were tougher and didn't break as easily, and they were way easier to carry around and store. From a technical standpoint, these cards were read by a special connector on the front of the console. This let the console read the game data really fast, and meant there were basically no loading times. The sleek and futuristic design of the HuCards made them feel really advanced and sophisticated, adding to the PC Engine's modern and cool image. Even though this format was only used for the PC Engine and TurboGrafx consoles, it paved the way for future innovations in digital distribution and compact storage solutions for video games. Believe it or not, way before Sega's Mega CD or even NEC's own PCFX, the PC Engine was the first home console in the world to introduce a CD-ROM drive. It came out in 1988 and was called the CD-ROM system. This was a huge deal. For the first time, home video games could break free from the small storage space of cartridges or HuCards. CDs could hold hundreds of megabytes of data. This meant that games could be so much better in a lot of ways. Imagine CD-quality soundtracks, often with full orchestras or singing. It made playing games feel like watching a movie. Plus, there was more room for animated cutscenes that looked like anime. Games could be longer and more complex, with deeper stories and more content than a cartridge could ever handle. A great example is Wise Book 1 and 2. This legendary action RPG had an amazing soundtrack, full voice acting, which was almost unheard of back then, and a really smooth story, all thanks to the CD format. Another classic is Castlevania: Rondo of Blood. It was only released in Japan for the CD-ROM system, and it used the CD's power to become one of the most beloved and stylish games in the series. The CD-ROM system was so ahead of its time that many developers struggled to use its full potential at first. But it paved the way for the next generation of consoles that all use discs. It proved that video games didn't have to be limited by technology anymore. One of the most iconic and acclaimed titles for the PC Engine is undoubtedly Castlevania: Rondo of Blood. Known in Japan as Akumajo Dracula X Chino Rondo, it was released in 1993 exclusively for the Super CD-ROM. This chapter represents one of the artistic and technical peaks, not only for the NEC system, but for the entire Castlevania saga. Remaining inaccessible for years to Western audiences, Rondo of Blood became a true hidden gem, a sought-after item for collectors and passionate fans of the series. The title took full advantage of the optical media, offering anime-style animated cutscenes, Japanese voice acting, a masterful CD-quality soundtrack, and richly detailed graphics with large fluid sprites and gothic settings, with meticulous attention to detail. From a gameplay perspective, Rondo of Blood represented a perfect balance between the classic action of the early chapters and a more modern design, introducing multiple levels, alternate paths, and unlockable characters, including the famous Maria Renard. These elements would later directly influence Symphony of the Night, considered its direct sequel, and one of the most beloved PlayStation titles of all time. Only many years later, thanks to collections like the Dracula X Chronicles for PSP and digital releases on modern consoles, was Rondo of Blood finally made available to a global audience. Today, it is unanimously recognized as one of the best Castlevania games ever made, a masterpiece that anticipated the evolution of the series, and a testament to the extraordinary power and versatility of the CD-equipped PC Engine. The PC Engine family is one of the most complex and elaborate in console history, with a surprising number of variations released in just a few years. It all started with the original model in 1987, but NEC soon introduced the PC Engine Core Graph, a slightly improved revision with composite AV output, followed by the Core Graph 2. At the same time, hybrid models such as the PC Engine Duo and Duo R were released, which combined the HuCard reader and the CD-ROM drive in a single machine, making it easier to access the ever-expanding game library. The Duo RX, the latest evolution of the Duo series, also included a 6-button controller, designed for fighting games like Street Fighter II. Among the most curious versions stands out the PC Engine GT, also known as Turbo Express in the USA, a portable console with a color screen and compatible with the HuCards of the home machine. At the time, it was a true technological marvel, even if the high price and limited battery life compromised its spread. Another unique model was the PC Engine Shuttle, a budget version with a space shuttle-inspired design, designed to appeal to a younger audience. The SuperGraphs, on the other hand, represented an attempt at hardware evolution with enhanced graphics capabilities, but it only supported a handful of dedicated games, just 5, becoming a true collector's rarity today. This multitude of versions, with often minimal but crucial differences, has made the PC Engine a real maze for collectors and enthusiasts, so much so that it requires guides and comparison tables to navigate between compatibility, accessories, and technical specifications. But it is precisely this wealth of models that has contributed to the charm of the system, making it a cult object for fans of retro gaming. The PC Engine GT, known in America as the Turbo Express, was a true technological marvel for its time. This portable console was essentially a miniature PC Engine, fully compatible with all HuCard games from the home version. This meant that, in 1990, you could play home console titles like Bonk's Adventure or R-Type or Dungeon Explorer on the go, without compromise. The device boasted a backlit color LCD screen, a rarity at the time, capable of delivering amazing visual quality for a portable. Add to that a futuristic and aggressive design which seemed to come straight out of a science fiction film, with sharp lines and a dark chassis that emphasized its high-tech soul. However, such power came at a price. The Turbo Express was extremely expensive, well beyond the reach of the average consumer, and suffered from very limited battery life, about 3 hours with 6 AA batteries, as well as a certain fragility of the screen, subject to damage over time. The lack of games specifically designed to take advantage of its portable features also limited its commercial impact. Despite this, the PC Engine GT remains a true icon of design, ambition, and innovation, one of the rare examples where a handheld could offer an experience practically identical to the home console. Today, it is a cult object in the world of retro gaming, highly sought after by collectors and admired for what it dared to be in an era when Nintendo dominated the handheld console market unchallenged. The PC Engine is known for being the king of shoot-'em-up games. It's a dream come true for fans of the genre, with a huge library of amazing games. Games like Blazing Lasers, Lords of Thunder, Gate of Thunder, Soldier Blade, Superstar Soldier, and R-Type are some of the best scrolling shooters ever made. These games set the standard for years to come. A lot of this is because of how the console was made. Even though it was technically an 8-bit system, it had a special 16-bit graphics chip. This let it show lots of characters and cool visual effects on screen at the same time. It also had multiple background layers and super smooth scrolling. These were all super important for making games feel fast and exciting. Shoot-'em-ups on the PC Engine were known for being really fast-paced. They also had awesome music and tons of different weapons and enemies. They often looked even better than arcade games at the time. Games like Lords of Thunder and Gate of Thunder used the CD-ROM drive to their advantage. They had amazing heavy metal soundtracks and really cool animated cutscenes and backgrounds. The PC Engine had a great mix of powerful tech and creative design. This made it a favorite for shoot-'em-up fans. Even today, many people think the PC Engine version of R-Type is the best one ever made. It's no surprise that the PC Engine is still a must-have for fans of classic shoot-'em-up games. Even though the PC Engine only had one controller port, NEC showed once again how forward-thinking they were with home gaming. They introduced an amazing accessory for its time, the TurboTap. This small hub let you connect up to 5 controllers at the same time, turning what seemed like a limitation into a revolutionary feature. While most consoles back then only allowed for 2 players, NEC opened the door to a much bigger multiplayer experience, predicting similar solutions that we saw years later on the Nintendo 64 and Dreamcast. The TurboTap wasn't just a technical addition, it was a real invitation to play games together, designed for evenings with friends and cooperative or competitive matches. Some games, like Bomberman, became cult classics precisely because they could be played by up to 5 people at once, turning the gameplay into a chaotic and fun party, long before party gaming became popular. This detail, often overlooked when talking about the console, is actually a clear example of how NEC wanted to bring innovation and experimentation to the social dynamics of gaming, proposing ideas that would only be fully realized many years later. Forgotten in the West for many years, the PC Engine is now one of the most beloved retro consoles, with a strong collector's market and a game library re-evaluated by gamers and critics. The release of the PC Engine Mini in 2020 brought back to light many forgotten gems, allowing a new generation to discover this small but powerful jewel of video game history. The PC Engine is much more than just an 80s console. It's a testament to innovation, courage, and technical vision. In an era dominated by giants like Nintendo and Sega, NEC managed to carve out its place in history with a product ahead of its time. If you've never tried it, now is the time to rediscover it. And if you experienced it back in the day, well, you know how special it was. And with that, our journey into the past comes to an end. How many of these curiosities did you already know? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for more journeys into the world of retro gaming. Thanks for watching Retro Legends, and see you in the next video. Stay retro, stay legends.